Okay, everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome to another YouTube video. It's been a while since I made one of these. You may have seen the reel floating around on Instagram where everything was kind of short and sharp and flashy. And I wanted to make a longer, more drawn out explanation in a one-take go as to why I have partnered with Victory Men's Health in the US. Now, I'm very excited to announce this partnership, and this is something that I didn't anticipate actually partnering on when I went to the US. I actually went to the US recently for the Silverback Summit and to do a number of in-person podcasts, which you'll see clips coming up on the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen them on the respective channels, they've already been uploaded on. But one opportunity I had when I was over there was to be flown out to see the Victory Men's Health facility in St. Louis and record a podcast with Amy and her team while I was over there. When I landed and checked out Victory Men's Health, I was absolutely blown away with what they were doing, to the point that I actually initiated the conversation about partnering up. The reason for this is that over the last couple of years, I have reshifted my goals and priorities, and I've really been working towards making exceptional TRT available for as many people as possible all over the world. Now, this has not been an easy task because every country has different rules. Every country has different standards of medical expertise, but it was something that I really wanted to push to be able to make happen. And the reason for this is over the last 5, maybe coming up to 6 years now, I've been making a huge amount of educational content for patients as well as for providers on how to do TRT in as best way as possible. And a lot of the time when I'm in these groups and when I'm in these forums and men are posting their blood work and they're posting what's going on with their health, I'm in a situation where I'm basically saying, look, you need to see an expert to be able to fix this problem for you. And in a lot of cases, although I don't say it because hindsight's 20/20 and no one has a time machine, but these situations wouldn't have become a problem in the first place had they seen a provider who not only knew what they were doing, but practiced TRT at an elite level. When I landed in the US, I was absolutely shocked at the sheer number of TRT clinics. In Australia, there's maybe 5 or 6. In Eastern Europe, where we've just opened TRT Baltic, there's one, us. I was staying with my friend Ellie Gilbert in Florida for a number of weeks, and I think there were more TRT clinics within a 10-kilometer radius of her house, or a 10-mile radius for people in the US, than there are in the entire country of Australia. What I was even more surprised to learn was when I was at the Olympia, I was talking about some very basic TRT optimization principles that people like myself and my friend Jay Campbell and people like Dr. Keith Nichols and Justin at the Restore Clinic and Dr. Jordan Grant and all these people have been banging the drum on for many years now, things like more frequent injections and assessing for root causes of side effects such as chronic inflammation and these kind of things. And this was revolutionary to a lot of the people who were attending to learn more about TRT. A lot of people were still doing the once a week 1 ml shot of cypionate with the anastrozole and HCG, the good old cookie cutter starter pack, which leads so many guys into having these problems and drives them to forums and YouTube videos like mine to learn how to fix the issue. And I was appalled by how low the standard of care was. When I flew out to Victory to see what they were doing over there, and I was absolutely blown away with not just the fact that they were doing things well, but they were doing things exceptionally. I really wanted to partner up with them so that I could be in a situation to go, hey, if you're in the US, you can go and work with this clinic and you'll be taken care of. You won't just be taken care of, but you'll be taken care of by people who are operating at the highest level with this. And this has been my goal, to be able to send people to clinics that I'm either directly or indirectly involved with all over the world to say, hey, go here. You don't need me to look over your shoulder. You don't need me to double check your blood work. You can go there and you're going to be taken care of in a way that is in keeping with the protocols and the messages and the education that I've been putting out now for a number of years. Victory Men's Health is absolutely phenomenal, not only in their clinical practices, but as well with their professionalism and the overall offering that the clinic has as a physical location. Telemedicine is fantastic. I mean, COVID essentially birthed telemedicine, especially for hormone replacement therapy. And this has been an awesome way for people living in all different locations to get access to a high quality standard of care. But I would also argue that nothing can beat a proper in-person experience, especially when the in-person experience works to remove the stigma of hormone replacement therapy and creates a vibe and an atmosphere in the clinic that you actually look forward to going and having your appointments. I'm going to be working with Victory Men's Health moving ahead. I'm going to be strongly advocating that patients in the US use their services. I'm going to be throwing up a list. If you're living in these states, you can do 100% telemedicine. And for every other state, you will need to travel to see them once a year and for your first appointment to be able to be treated by them. Now, I know that money is tight for a lot of people now, especially economically. And I know that not everyone can afford the best quality standard of care. I completely understand that, which is one of the reasons why I've put out so much free content. If you want a copy of my ebooks and you can't afford it now for whatever reason, please send me an email. I'll send you a copy for free. I'll send you both of them for free. The third one will be up soon, and the offer applies to that as well. If you can't afford it, please don't hesitate to reach out. I prefer people have the information than not. And I have been extremely dedicated to, I believe, providing some of, if not the best educational resources for free or very affordably for people in these situations to be able to get the help they need. But it doesn't substitute for having someone who is at the helm of your treatment, giving you the best quality supervision and care, because they can see around the corner for what might be coming up to derail your progress. And they can also give you the best level of advice to show you that there might be some areas that you or your previous provider have overlooked. The team at Victory Men's Health are trained by WorldLink Medical, which is run by Dr. Neal Rouzier, who is the absolute pioneer of optimizing not just testosterone treatment in men, but full men's hormone replacement therapy, which I've written my book on. I've been a big advocate from since day one. And going and seeing them will allow you to have the best quality outcomes with your treatment. There are many things in life that you can and probably should shop for on a budget. I don't think hormone replacement therapy is one of these things. If TRT is needed, the cost difference of a couple of domestic flights and a night in a hotel equated over the course of a year is potentially 50 cents a day. If this is the difference between the cost that you're already spending for a substandard local provider compared to one of the best providers in the world, the outcomes that you're going to achieve absolutely justify the investment by 10 to 100-fold. So I would strongly recommend that if you are already going to be spending X amount on TRT, not to hesitate in spending a little bit more, even if it involves travel annually, a short domestic flight. I took a ton of domestic flights in the US. It was very easy to do. I've been there, I've done it. I know what it's like. Doing this may be the difference between you having a protocol which you have to pay to undo the consequences of in the future and not receive the results you're looking for versus having the optimal best standard of care from day one. So I strongly recommend checking out Victory Men's Health. I'm going to put all their contact details in the description below. Please stay tuned for more content from myself collaborating with them, and I'll see you guys on the next one.